Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. So today we will learn about types of chemical processes. Okay. So under this one, the objective of this learning unit, at the end, you should be able to understand 4 types of processes dominant in chemical engineering, and then able to characterize processes into 4 types of processes, and then third objective is to able to differentiate the 4 types of processes. So what are the 4 types of processes? First is batch process, continuous process, semi-batch, and number 4 is a semi-continuous. Okay, and then you will learn about selection of chemical processes. Okay, under batch process, so what is batch process? Basically, batch process can be defined as when you put all reactant feed to the reactor at the beginning of the process and the product are removed when the reaction is complete. No reaction are fed to the reactor and no product is removed or exchanged during the process. So, example for this process are baking cookies, fermentation, and small-scale pharmaceutical product. Okay, beer production is a classical example of a batch process where all the ingredients are input into the fermentation vessel and left to react. Okay, so if you want to remember what is batch process, you can look at this picture. Okay, where when we want to cook something, for example, assume this is a vessel, and then you just put your oil, and then put onion, put some of flavors, anything, put meat, everything inside, then you cook maybe at maybe 30 minutes or 50 minutes. After that you get the food. Okay, so that one is a batch process. So next, normally batch process is any manufacturing process that run in a short time, where the quantity or scale of manufacture does not justify continuous operation. And then normally batch process used for manufacturing higher value product or small scale or small quantity, such as specialty chemicals, pharmaceutical, and structured product. So batch product also used to produce a relatively low to intermediate quantity of product per year, or a few pounds to million of pounds only. Okay, next, some application require that specific quantity of raw material be combined in specific way for particular duration to produce an intermediate or end result. Batch process can be found or produced in the production of adhesive and glue, which is normally require the mixing of raw material in a heat vessel for a period of time to form a quantity of an product. Other production of batch process are food production. In food production, dairy and beverage processing, pharmaceutical formulation, soap manufacturing, and biotech product manufacturing. Okay, so these are the examples of batch process. As you can see from this figure or picture, so for first process, raw material is heat treated to soft the raw material. So we need one worker here. Then shaping and cutting, you need, after finish here, you pass the softened material to the second worker to continue the process, shaping and cutting. And then next is grinding machine to smooth the edges, and Last process is basic machining and processing. So basically we need one worker for each process. That is what we call batch process. Next, continuous process. So what is continuous process? Continuous process means a material flows into and out of the process during the entire duration. So here we can see the production of product acid here. Here is a inlet ataupun input, and this one is output, our production and product. So here hydrogen sulfide is fed continuously, okay, in a series of reactors to form sulfuric acid. Okay, so the process here, you have to preheat the hydrogen sulfide, and the conversion of hydrogen sulfide, gas cooling, condensation, cooling of the acid, then you can get the output. Okay, since the process is continuous, it can be run 24 hours per day for 7 weeks. Maksudnya non-stop lah, with the only maintenance as the major factor to stop the production. Okay, maybe maintenance once a month or twice a month. Okay, so then we have to stop the process. So here I put the differences between batch and continuous processes in the table in terms of definition. Okay, raw material, coordination, quantity, falling, product lifespan, cost of factory equipment, controlling, shutdown time, workforce. So let's say in the test, or in final exam, I ask you to compare or differentiate between batch and continuous process. Let's say I give you list down the differences between batch and process, batch and continuous process. 3 mark. Then you put table. Here you put cost, batch, process, and this one is CP, continuous process. You put low cost, this one high cost. Total mark is 3. 3 marks. You know, you only get 1 mark. This one half, and this one half. Why? Because that is not complete answer. You should be able to justify or to explain why batch process has low cost compared to continuous process. Okay, why? Maybe you can explain in terms of automation. So continuous process need automation so that it is easy to control, so that the price of continuous process is higher than batch process. Then you can get complete or full mark. Okay. Next is I put the figures or the picture to get a clear comparison between batch and continuous. Okay. The conventional batch manufacturing method is one in which raw material are input into a piece of production equipment. So one equipment only for the then you just put everything, raw material, inside the maybe the vessel, and then we have a stirrer here. Maybe we want to apply heat, kan? So we allow chemical reaction or refining process to be occurred inside one piece of equipment. Then after a certain period, you have the product or product discharge. Okay, but for continuous manufacturing, you have to continuously input or inject the raw material so that you can get the product also continuously. Okay, you can get continuous apa tu product. Semi-batch. What is semi-batch? Semi-batch process is when reactants are periodically added or product are periodically removed. So the keyword here is periodically ataupun secara berkala. A reactor in which some reactants are added to the reactor at the start of the batch, while others are fed intermittently or continuously during the course of the reaction. A semi-batch process is one that does not neatly fit into either of the other category. Okay, normally semi-batch process used in a drug production. Okay, contohnya penicillin. Penicillin is produced by the penicillin fungus at low concentration of glucose. Therefore, it is essential to periodically add glucose to the reactor to supply the fungus with nutrition. Okay. Later, you watch this video. Okay, this is about semi-batch reactor. So in this video, it will explain you about reaction, about until you get the desired product. So, application of semi-batch processes. Normally, we use for two-phase reaction, solid and liquid. Okay. Here, some advantage and disadvantages of semi-batch. Okay. So, I will upload PowerPoint slide also in the ellipse, so you can read later. Okay. Semi-continuous. Semi-continuous samalah macam continuous tapi only half, maksudnya combination of continuous and batch. Okay. Unlike continuous manufacturing where the entire process stream is held until completion of the campaign, the proper semi-continuous process allow for flexibility in planning and scheduling the equipment for different processes. Here, thus minimizing cost opportunity. I miss cost words here. Okay, we know that for continuous processes usually require a series of unit ops. There are distillation column, there are the crystallization part. Maybe we have a different vessel or different units of. Later we will study what is unit ops. Okay, and then this semi-continuous minimizing cost opportunity. So what is cost opportunity? Actually, cost opportunity nanti you akan belajar dalam Economic KNC 2262 during your third year studies. Okay, so basically the definition of cost opportunity is the potential benefits an individual miss out on or when choosing one alternative over another. Contoh, a commuter take the train to work instead of to work instead of driving. Maksudnya, let's say you have two option as a student. You have two option, whether you want to continue study ataupun work as engineer. So when you continue study, maybe you can get a higher salary when you have a PhD or master compared to working as an engineer with a degree certificate. Okay, and then next for research and development, see you guys in the second video. Bye. Thank you.